Hey guys, Sean Dubs here. So, we finally got a roadmap for Halo Infinite, but unlike most roadmaps, this roadmap shows us somewhere we don't really want to go. I basically have like two really conflicting reactions to this. And those two are basically me being a very long time Halo fan, since the start, since Halo CE. And then also just someone who enjoys trying to like analyze things for how they are. And I do like to try and predict the future where I can. Obviously, we're seeing some pretty like negative reactions to this roadmap and, just season 2 in general. But at the same time, we're seeing a lot of people who are like really excited for it. So it's like this roadmap and basically all this information that they gave us. It's like, is it good or bad? I think the truth really does lie somewhere in the middle. But the awkward thing is that because I have these two conflicting reactions, I can't just give you like a middle of the road like reaction to this. So look, fair warning, I'm going to give you both my reactions. The first part is going to be my reaction as a longtime Halo fan. Just warning you right now, it's going to be super negative. It's just going to be super negative. If you're someone who just can't handle any negativity about this game, this might not be the video for you, or skip towards the end. So that'll be my first reaction. And then basically we're going to go into hopium and copium mode while I basically try to, give a prediction on what I think this means for Halo and, whether I think Halo's going to die, stuff like that. So season 2 is confirmed for 6 months. I've been dropping hints about this for I think at least a week or two now. I've been trying to like put you guys onto this. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was like 99.9% sure that season 2 was going to be 6 months. Now, when they first revealed what we were going to get in season 2, my initial reaction, you can go back and fact check it if you feel like you need to, but the too long didn't read is I said as long as all this stuff was going to be like 3 months, it would be fine. I said it would be like the bare minimum, but it's not 3 months, it's 6 months. Therefore, it's not the bare minimum. It's not enough content. This means that after 7 years after Halo 5, we are left with a game that still does not have enough content. 7 years. Sorry, I refuse to pull punches on this. As a longtime Halo fan, this is like beyond disappointing. If you waited 7 years for the release of Halo Infinite, like if you actually waited for this was not worth it whatsoever. This was not worth the wait at all. Like I could just not take anybody seriously who could like sit there and actually look me in the eyes and be like, oh yeah, bro, this game was worth 7 years. It was worth it to wait 7 years for this game. Like, I cannot be more clear. If you waited 7 years for this game, or really any amount of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, if you're a longtime Halo fan, you waited for this game to be, finally 343 to put together a Halo game that can please a good portion of the fan base, you wasted your time. You wasted your time. We wasted our time. There's just no way around it. This was a waste of time waiting for this game. Like, tell me I'm wrong. It was 7 years for this. Not worth it. No, not worth it. And to make matters worse, like this is something else I've been trying to put you guys onto. Now you see with the 6 month season, what have I been saying in like a lot of my recent videos? The reality of the Halo Infinite roadmap. What's obvious but 343 won't say. Feel free to go back and watch these. New season 2 update confirms long wait ahead. The fact that season 2 is 6 months, confirmed 6 months, and then season 3 just seems to be more of the same. Oh boy, new sandbox items. I wonder how much that's going to be. It seems like season 3 is just going to be more of the same. And at this point, there's absolutely no reason to expect that season 3 won't also be another 6 months. I mean, they can't even give us timing on split screen co-op. And so without a doubt in my mind, I think I'm right. I think this game, like I said in these videos, I already explained it, but I'll explain it here. I think this game, all right, is going to take 2 to 3 years to get to where we want it to be. And honestly, that's if we're lucky. I'm just remembering like the best point I made in these other videos. I'll sum it up here real quick. The content that is missing from Halo Infinite's multiplayer, if you put it into a list, things like custom games browser, infection, file share, custom games being fixed, a progression system, firefight, like we can talk forever. And that's just the stuff that's missing. That doesn't even count the stuff that we want fixed that they say they're going to fix. When you put together a list of everything this game needs, that list of content is significantly more than what the game even launched with. And they're only able to add this much content every 6 months. Even if they double their work rate, which would be like incredible, right? It still wouldn't be fast enough to chop down that list of stuff in anything quicker than 2 to 3 years. I mean, it's even confirmed here that Forge is going to launch as a beta. So basically, by definition, it's going to be buggy and broken and have stuff missing. That's like what a beta is. It's not a finished thing. It's like, honestly, my worst fears are confirmed, which is that this game is going to take 2 to 3 years from like now to get into the state where Halo fans feel like it has a good portion of the stuff that we have come to expect from a Halo game. And like I said, that's best case scenario. You know, it's entirely possible this game could just fizzle out a year or two from now and they just pull the plug on it. Like, it would not be unprecedented. It's happened with tons of games. We could spend all day talking about games that have been abandoned. It's actually like a very normal thing for a game to be abandoned. I mean, look right up there. As of April 22nd, subject to change. Subject to change as in the stuff could, you know, it's not like the Forge beta is going to be pushed up, right? Like, none of this stuff is going to be pushed up. It's only going to go backwards. And so to sum it up, it's like, as a longtime Halo fan, what I see with this, I see this game taking 2 to 3 more years to get into a state we want. And we already waited 7 years for it to come out, right? 7 years for it to get to this point. How are you going to tell me that was worth the wait? Like, stop. It's not worth the wait. And so I'm deeply disappointed. I never tried to hide it in my videos before this game came out. I'm the biggest Halo fan, man. Practically a Halo fanboy, right? Like, I think Halo's the best shooter game ever, all that stuff. Like, that's how I felt leading up to this game, and I wouldn't have been so excited for it, right? And made hundreds of videos on it if I wasn't honestly excited about it. I could go do something else, right? I didn't have to do that. But now, after seeing this and like the reality is setting in and just realizing how long it's going to take this game to get to where we'll be happy with it, I gotta tell you, I can't consider myself like a hardcore Halo fan. I'm still making Halo videos, but dude, like, when, before this game came out, like, I was on top of every little minutia of stuff, every little tiny portion of information. I was on top of everything. Like, I was practically addicted to just looking for stuff. Oh, so excited, so excited. And as of today, like, I've been gone for the past few days, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I was checking in a little bit. I grazed over this. I was like, all right. I still haven't even, like, sat there and read this with the same amount of, like, depth that, like, I would have maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And again, it really just comes down to this game was not worth the wait at all, and it's just deeply disappointing as a Halo fan, to the point where I'm just like, I'm almost ready to just be like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Halo anymore. Now, we got the Doomium out of the way, all right? The Doomium is gone, so let's switch into Hopium mode, all right? So really, those are all my, like, personal feelings right now as, like, a longtime Halo fan. Like, oh, I'm so disappointed. But now let me try to give you what I think is the more, like, objective take. Let me give you the more objective take. So here's just, like, the facts, bro. So Halo Infinite has remained mostly either in the top 10 or near the top 10 for all of Season 1, okay? And Season 1 was just as light as Season 2 is going to be, a full 6 months. Yet the game still remained as one of the most played games on Xbox. So, like, the evidence says that, a 6-month season, it might not kill the game. I mean, it didn't kill the game before. I already made a video on this. I know people disagree. We don't have to get into it, but, you can't say a game is dead when it's still on the list of most played games on one of the most popular consoles in the world. You just can't. Might be dead to you personally, but factually, it's not dead at all. So is a 6-month season gonna kill the game? I mean, it could. It definitely could. But the fact is that this season somehow is actually gonna have more stuff if they can stick to their target dates. Like, we should in 5 months get Forge, all right? So that's gonna come, earlier than the season even ends. So will Forge save the game? I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind on that because custom games are still scuffed. There's no custom games browser, right? But without a doubt, Forge is going to breathe a lot of life into the game. I mean, that's not debatable. As long as it's not super broken. Then we're going to be getting co-op in August. A lot of people are going to come back for that, right? And then although the content is light, again, like, Season 1 was light too, but people still showed up for a lot of the stuff. And so I think people will be back for this Fracture and whatever this Alpha Interference Alpha pack is. So without a doubt, I just don't think this is the end of Halo. At least not Halo Infinite the way I see it. Even though the season is, like, way too long, again, like, we made it through the first 6-month season, and this one's going to bring a major feature. Even though it's going to be in beta, it's still going to bring a major feature to the game. In addition, we know a Battle Royale is coming at some point. And I think, like I've said before, like, honestly, if I didn't know the Battle Royale was coming, I would be like, oh yeah, no, this game is doomed. But, the Battle Royale is going to bring a lot of content because they've been working on it for years. I think what it really comes down to is that Halo Infinite is, like, kind of finding its niche. And it's just not the niche that a lot of us longtime Halo fans want. We wanted a game that would be updated more frequently, that we could play a lot with robust features, right? It's not that game. But I think the niche that Halo Infinite is finding is weekend shooter. It's a game you can just, you don't grind it every day, right? But you just play it on the weekend, you play it with your friends. It's still fun to play with people. Like, it definitely is. And so as disappointing as Halo Infinite is, like, I don't know about you, but I still have fun with it in bursts, and that's why I call it like a weekend shooter. And so it's like, all right, it's a weekend shooter game. You just play it when there's the new stuff. I don't know. The last thing I'll close on is like basically how I'm feeling about this game right now. Like, I am excited for season 2. Like, I'm going to play it. Halo Infinite has my attention right now. But what I foresee is because this season is so long, I'm going to wander to other games. Like, that's just what's going to happen. I think that's going to happen to a lot of people, especially until Forge comes out, I think we're going to probably wander to other games. There's a new Call of Duty Modern Warfare that might come out at the end of this year. They haven't announced it yet. But I think that's actually what's going to hurt Halo Infinite the most is, the season is so long and the new content just is going to come so infrequently that I think people will just slowly move on to other stuff. I think people will show up for the start of season 2. They'll enjoy it, but they'll get tired of it within a week or two, right? And then because there's not enough new stuff, they'll just wander on to other games. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm done with Halo forever. I'm just like, at the end of the day, I just go with the flow, And the flow for me right now is I'm not playing any other shooters. And we're about to get season 2 next week, 1 week from now. So I'm going to play it and I'm going to enjoy it. And when I get bored of it, I'll move on to something else. And the thing is because, again, it's 6 months, I might move on to something else and not really want to come back until we get like these major things. As disappointing as this game basically is, it's also like I feel like I got out enough of the disappointment. This roadmap, finally we got it. It brings like a sense of closure to me. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and be upset about Halo anymore, and disappointed. I feel like we gave all of our feedback, right? So I'll enjoy the game in the bursts that I can, when I can, and that's it, It's just not worth sitting around being upset over. And, I'm certainly not going to sit around waiting constantly like I did. I'm definitely going to do some other stuff, and I definitely encourage other people to as well. There's a lot of awesome games coming up, and even end of this year, we got Starfield coming. Maybe this new Call of Duty, for example. I think there's going to be just like other games that pop up as well, just like games you don't even know about yet. But like the message I'm trying to communicate is I do think it was a waste of time waiting for this game. And I also think it's a waste of time to sit around being like upset about it and trying to think you're going to change anything. Like, we're not going to change anything. If they could put out content quicker, they would. It's that simple. It's not like they're sitting there like, oh, don't make content, hold it back. Like, no, they're just not capable of putting out the content quick enough. That's it. It doesn't matter how outraged we get, how much feedback we give. Nothing's going to speed this up. So it's like, time to move on. I'm done wasting time. Hey, I've read a lot of stuff about, the community's reaction to the roadmap. It's like an L map. But I want to hear from you guys, my subs, what you guys think of it. So let me know in the comments. If you watch this far and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And hey, that's all I got for now, so I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.